Hi guys, it's Kayla with Kayla's VSG Journey. I am coming at you at week 18. Let's start with my spiel. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery on October 31st, 2016. My highest weight ever is 243 pounds. I go off of the highest weight at my doctor's office, which was 229 pounds. My weight day of surgery was 198.8 pounds. My weight last week was 167, and I had been stuck between 167, 168, and 174 about 4 or 5 weeks. And my weight this week is 164.6. So my stall has been broken, and that is like a 3.2 pound loss. Okay, I can't count today, so I think it's a 3.2 pound loss, and a loss since the beginning of 64.4 pounds. So I'm in a first. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Anyway, first, I want to tell everybody thank you for all your wonderful, wonderful help last week. It was so needed, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am for this community, because the people in my life have not gone through this surgery. They have no comprehension of what it is like to go through this, and so you try to explain it to them, and they don't get it. That being said, I appreciate all of their help. But to know that I have so many people out there that are cheering me on and wishing me luck and telling me that I can do this and to remind me of how far I've come has been incredible. And I cannot tell you thank you enough for that. I am extremely blessed. And so that being said, also, I got a lot of people telling me, talking to me about my stall. Honestly, the depression had nothing to do with the stall. I have clinical depression. I had to have my mom remind me that my depression medicine, my Celexa, is written that I can take 20, 30, or 40 milligrams as needed, and that it was time for me to increase it until things changed, till I evened out. Plus, I had other people point out to me my hormones. I need to go and get my hormones levels checked. I take 200 milligrams a day of progesterone to kind of offset. I already have high estrogen levels, and that maybe I need to go get those rechecked, and maybe I need to increase my progesterone levels or something to that effect. So I appreciate that. That totally reminded me of things that I need to do. Also, I started my period yesterday. It's probably a big part of it. I had been feeling overwhelmed and depressed for a while. I don't generally try to think of all the good in life, generally speaking, but sometimes it's hard. Especially when you feel sad and you don't understand why. And then you feel all these, when you're already sad, then you think of all these other reasons to be sad. So all these other reasons to go down that rabbit hole. And I needed to be reminded that I didn't need to go down that rabbit hole. I still need to find somebody to talk to. So this week, one of my goals is to call my doctor, and so we can talk about my antidepressants. See if maybe they need to be readjusted. See if I need more or less. I mean, not less. Maybe a different one. I hate switching up my antidepressants because it takes so long. My other thing this week is to contact my midwife and go in and have my hormones rechecked, and maybe get a physical and pap smear because I need that done anyway. My other thing is that I need to tell everybody, I hope you have a good week. I hope that you are feeling wonderful, because as I was watching when I got depressed, I stopped watching a lot of videos, and then I started watching more this week, and then I noticed I wasn't the only one. I see all your guys' videos, and I noticed that you're having a hard time too. You're sad and depressed, and you're going through funks and anxiety and stalls, and guys, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do for you, please reach out. I cannot thank you enough for all you did for me. So whatever I can do to help you, please, please, I hope this week goes great. So I'm going to talk about my week and what I did different. I have been thinking about this long and hard about in this stall, that maybe I wasn't getting enough protein and or enough water. So what I did differently this week, and I don't know if I talked about it in my last video, because honestly that one was a blur and I was having such a bad day. So what I've done differently is every day for breakfast, in my blender bottle, pour in 10 ounces of Fairlife milk. And then I put in a scoop of protein powder. Any of my protein powders, I have a ton of them. I usually just stick to the Syntrax ones because I like them the best. But any of them. So then I drink that for breakfast. And then also in the morning when I'm making my breakfast shake, I make a protein water that I do in my blender bottle. I fill all the way 24 ounces of water with ice water, and then I put in a scoop of either Syntrax nectar, strawberries and cream, or fuzzy navel, or a combination, like half and half, and a true lemon packet. And then I've been true lemon lemonade packet. And then I mix that up and try to drink that protein water, 24 ounces of protein water before lunch. And then I've been measuring all my food. I got my scale back out and have been literally measuring everything I put in my mouth. And I do not put in more than 3 ounces. And I have found, though, what I was doing was just eating. Mindlessly eating, I guess. And not that I was, and I think I was overeating because I wasn't measuring things and I was just kind of like eyeballing it. And then you eat and eat and eat. And then, like, if you're like me, you get in your head that you have to finish everything on your plate. And that's another thing I've went back down to my tiny plate. It's not worth it. So, for lunch, I would have ricotta bake because I had a lot of that left over. And I actually had that for dinner a lot of nights too because it was easy and I knew I was getting good amounts of protein and everything. And then I've been trying to hit between 800 and 1,000 calories. Sometimes it's 800, sometimes it's 1,000. It just depends because, you know, everybody knows that one day your sleeve lets more in and then other days it doesn't. And then I drink that 40-ounce bottle of water. So the 40-ounce bottle of water, sorry, I was just noticing that. The 40-ounce bottle of water and the 24 is 64. And I try to drink 1.5 of the big ones, but sometimes I don't. So, and then also, because I'm on a moderation type diet, I don't tell myself I can't have anything, and neither does my nutritionist or my doctor's office. If I choose to eat something like a piece of chocolate, I've chosen to just enjoy it and be grateful for it. So it was the week before Shark Week. I totally spaced that, by the way. I don't know. And so I did have a Girl Scout cookie, and I was happy for it, and I was grateful for it, and you know, it is what it is. And I stopped beating myself up over it. So I think those are some of the things. I didn't get in any exercise this week with the depression problem, with my birthday, with being a mom and having a crazy life. It is what it is. I do still, even though I didn't get an exercise, I do sorry, I'm giving lots of quotes today. I do get in about 7,000 steps a day, no matter what. So that's good. Also, so hair loss. It's happening. It's happening a lot. I'm losing a ton. It is what it is. I've had 7 different, I can't even talk today, guys. I've had 7 different types of surgeries, and I've had 3 children. I've also had a miscarriage. I've lost hair after every single one of those things. I lost hair after every surgery, every pregnancy, every miscarriage. That's normal. I think your body goes into some kind of shock, and your body doesn't need to focus on hair if it has to focus on all these other things. So it came back after everyone. So I am losing hair. I'm losing it like crazy. My ponytail is like this thick, which for me is tiny. It'll come back eventually. So that's kind of my view on it. And right now it's just really bugging me because I did lose quite a bit of hair before surgery. And so I'm getting a bunch of the baby hairs already, and that's from before. So I don't know. A little funny story. I was stopped, and my parents were on a walk, and I was leaving the neighborhood in my car. And I've had my car for 8 years. I drive a car till it's dead, so I had the same car for 8 years. And I stopped, and I was waving at my... That's crazy. I was waving at my parents, and they waved back, and then I guess my mom was like, my dad goes, "Who is that?" And my mom's like, "Your daughter." He goes, "She's harder to recognize." And then my husband's family went to dinner last night. Speaking of which, I got to tell you about that. They went to dinner last night at Golden Corral, and I went with them, and he thought that some other lady was me because relatively same height and size and everything. So he's like, "Where's Kayla?" And they're like, "She hasn't got in here yet." But anyway, so we went to Golden Corral for dinner, and on the weekend, well, his whole family, his brother was in from around town, and his whole family's here, and his parents took them all to the Real Salt Lake game. And I didn't go because I was doing prom hair and makeup again. And, but I was going to meet them for dinner. And we got there, and they wanted to go to Golden Corral, and I was like, okay. But I wasn't going to pay $14.99 or $13.99 or something like that. It was like $14 or $15. I was like, I'm not paying that. I can't even eat anywhere near that amount of food or whatever. So I'm like, I was talking to my husband, and he went up and talked to the manager, and the manager's like, "Well, if you've had gastric bypass or weight loss surgery, we give you $1 off." And she goes, "But I wouldn't do that either." And she's like, "I would get a to-go container that we charge $5.99 per pound, have her fill it full of the foods that she's going to eat, and then weigh it and pay that much." So my meal yesterday, I went and grabbed what I was going to eat, was $3.75. Because I was just like, I can't pay that. So anyway, so I want to tell everybody that I hope you have a good week. And I am so grateful for you. And if you can't tell, I've increased my antidepressants, so life is a little bit better. I've started my period, so that makes it better. And I feel like now I have a game plan. The last 2 months of the school year are going to be kind of crazy for me because I am going to be doing long-term subbing for 4th grade. So I will be teaching 4th grade for 2 months, which I don't normally do. So I've decided, though, I do better when I have a game plan in my head. So I'm doing that. And if you haven't noticed, I missed my wedding ring, so I put it back on even though it's falling off. But I have to have this gold band over the top of it, or else it just flies off. But it makes me feel better. Anyway, have a good week. I just really appreciate all of you, and you saw my arm jiggle. So now I hope you feel better that, you know what, the arm jiggle happens for everyone. And I hope everybody has a fabulous week, and I hope everybody gets out of the dumps. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.